Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic and wonderful. We're going to pretend like yesterday's episode happened. I did not realize that I missed yesterday's episode until today at like 2 o'clock or something like that. I think this is, in the history of the show, the 4th episode I've missed ever in 1,300 and some episodes. But as tradition holds, I will just skip yesterday's episode number and continue with the normal numbering scheme. So we're going to pretend like it actually happened. I wish there... I think it's 4, maybe 5, maybe even 6 that I've missed. It's definitely been less, single digits in 1,300 episodes. I'm pretty proud of that. But I wish there was a way I could query YouTube's descriptions. Like, just give me all of my descriptions ever. I think I could do some fun data analysis over 1,300 episodes. Plus, I could quickly identify which episodes I missed. Anyway, we're going to pretend like it didn't happen. And I think this is probably about the 6th episode I've missed. But it's probably only the 3rd or 4th where I'm just not going to upload a video with that episode number. In the past, when I've missed, I've recorded 2 episodes the following day and kind of, but I'm not going to do that. And there's a good reason. There's not good reasons. There's a lot of reasons. Yesterday wasn't a great day, but it was a very good day. I don't know how to explain that. I wasn't feeling good yesterday. Work was work, and I had a lot to do, and I got a lot done. But I completely forgot that I had to take my kid to soccer practice. I had made plans with M to go get more supplies for the room next door, as well as some other things that we needed we went to the mall kind of thing. And during that, I got really nauseous. I felt really funny, and then went to Lowe's and got stuff, and I felt a little bit better, so I came home and I cooked dinner. And while we were there, my full intention was to come back and cook dinner and then record an episode, and I completely forgot to do it. So it just happened. The other reason is distraction, right? I got distracted because, here we go again, I am holding in my hands a prototype. Now, I didn't just make this prototype. This is a very old prototype, and it's been sitting on my shelf for a long time, untouched, because I didn't know where this prototype was. Meaning, I knew where the physical components were, but I didn't know if this was the most modern version or if this was an outdated version of this prototype. And this prototype, I showed it to Mayfair Games in 2013, or maybe 2012. I think it was 2013. And the scout at Mayfair, his name was Alex, immediately said, I want to take this back with me. Do not show this to anybody else. And I said, okay. And the game that I showed him was just a deck of cards and some dice. It was a tech demo, basically. It was me just trying to figure this whole system out. And this is a culmination of about... Well, at 2013, it was about 15 years of trying to make this type of game work. A dice-driven resources-driven card game. Now, there's a bunch of those, Ashes is a thing. But I tried to make that system work for years. So I showed him a prototype in Gen Con 2013. He said, I want to take this with me right now. Don't show this to anybody else. I said, okay. He took it, and Mayfair worked on it with me over the next few years. We fleshed it out. We added more components. We added boats. It's a Viking-themed game. We added boats to it. We added raiding. We added a bunch of stuff and really streamlined the gameplay and made it a lot of fun. And then it just kind of sat at Mayfair. And I was told by Alex that they were working on it, and they were. There was a guy there named Brad that was working on it. And Brad asked for art assets in 2015. All of this, it seemed like this game was going to go places and Mayfair was going to publish it. And then Mayfair got sold. Asmodee absorbed them, and they kind of just folded. And at the end of all of that, I had no idea where this prototype sat. It had been so long. It's now been 9 years since I last, I think personally, no, it's probably been more like 7 years since I did any work on this. And so this prototype's been sitting on my shelf for a while, and I didn't know where it was in relation to what I had last given to Mayfair. And yesterday I was thinking about it because M has been asking me why I'm not working on games that we can play test together. Why do I need to have 3 or 4 players? And I said, that's a good question. And I realized this actually works 2-player. It's not great 2-player, but I have a updated version of this with a completely different theme that works fine 2-player. And I think that I like some of the things that I did in that version, and I would like to put them into this version. And I've been thinking about that for years now, but I didn't know where this sat, and I couldn't find the files. I have old files on my laptop, but the old files weren't up to date with what me and Mayfair had worked on. So I started just digging through emails, and I found it. I found the files, and the reason I couldn't find them was because I never sent those files. I never attached files to an email, which is an easy thing to find in Gmail. Instead, I uploaded the files to my personal website and then just shared a link to that for them to download, and I found the files. And what I discovered is this is an up-to-date version. All this time it's been sitting here, it is up to date. And I had to, but I didn't know the rules. I couldn't remember much about. But what I've discovered is I had all of the cards. I did not have some of the other bits. So I printed off the other bits, and I'm getting ready to play test. And so when I found this, and then the subsequent not feeling good and shopping and cooking dinner and all that sort of stuff, I completely lost myself in my own head, which happens a lot. But I'm super excited to have this back. And it's ready to go. Like, it's not ready to go. There's definitely changes I'm going to make to it. But Em and I are going to play test it, hopefully tonight, just the way it sits. Because this was a super big passion project for a long time. Years and years and years and years. And the people that I showed it to, I had multiple publishers saying, if Mayfair doesn't do this, I want it. And I never showed it to anybody else. And I think the problem now is it's dusty. It's old at this point. What I know now about games and modern gaming trends and what this game offers, they're very out of touch with each other. So I need to streamline it and in some ways actually make it more complex, not necessarily more difficult to play, but add more variety. And I think that it would be perfect. So, yet another project to work on. I'm getting kind of excited about this. I miss these days. So, we're going to pretend like yesterday happened. If anybody knows the amount of episodes I've missed, if anybody wants to go do the research, feel free. I'm not going to. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again Monday. Today's word you should know to sound smart is grievous. It is an adjective meaning flagrant and outrageous or causing grief and great sorrow. Jealousy is a grievous passion, that is, jealousy seeks what causes grief. Franz Grillparzer, an Austrian poet. Grievous. Grievous. I did not know flagrant and outrageous. I don't think I've ever seen it used that way. I always thought it was causing grief and great sorrow. I don't know of a good flagrant and outrageous. Grievous. I don't even know how to use that in a sentence with that meaning.